Hey, happy Monday. I am here to give you another market update. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Looking forward to a great week. And I have some updates compared to last week about the Phoenix housing market. So I hope you're ready. All right, so starting off, I'm going to talk about forbearance because we had a pretty big change in forbearance. And if you don't know what that is, it's something that has been offered to homeowners if they are unable to pay their mortgage. So you basically get a 3 to 6 month extension on paying your mortgage payments. However, all of that is due when that forbearance timeframe is up. So after 3 or 6 months, your mortgage payments are still due. They're not waived or anything like that. So the challenge with this is it's great to take a few months off of paying if you can't pay. However, when it all comes due, you might have a problem if you don't have the money. So there's been a lot of predictions about that affecting the housing market and people potentially foreclosing because of that or just selling in general. And that is a rabbit hole I am not going down at the moment, but I do want to report that forbearances went down 18% since last week. So a huge amount of people came out of forbearance and did not sell or foreclose on their home. So that's great news. It worked for the folks that needed it during the pandemic and took that time to not pay their mortgage, and now they're coming out of it. So that is really good news. And we'll continue to see how that happens because we're going to have waves of these forbearances coming due every 3-6 months through the rest of the year and then into next year. So that's awesome. And then let's talk about the market index because I talk about this every week. So last week, I think 351-ish, if I remember correctly. 353 this week, so yet another step in that direction. I think when we were at 300 and maybe 35, I was saying like, oh my God, this is an all-time high. Well, here we are at 353. So another all-time high, and it seems like that's just par for the course on a weekly basis these days. For anyone who does not know, the Cromford Market Index measures supply and demand factors in our market and accounts for seasonality and other things. And this index states that anywhere between 90 to 110, we're in somewhat of a balanced market. Anywhere above 110, we're in a seller's market, and anywhere below 90, we're in a buyer's market. So the reading again is 353. So we are far into a seller's market and have been there for quite a while. What's interesting about this, and I think I mentioned it last week, is that our demand has really been increasing. We are 29% above normal for our demand right now. And that's not something that we were seeing months ago. So part of the reason we've been having these high readings on the market index and been in the seller's market for the last few years has been because we have low inventory. We have low supply, not a lot of homes for sale, and that has put constraints on the market and created this seller's market that we're in. But right now what we're seeing is actually our supply is pretty stable, but our buyer demand is going up. And so that is what is specifically putting the pressure on supply and demand and creating this seller's market right now. So that's interesting. We'll see if more listings come available for these buyers, or if maybe the buyer demand will start to decrease a little bit as people get distracted with the holidays. Who knows? As I've been saying, it's 2020, so I'm not going to waste my time predicting anything in this year. So a couple other things I wanted to mention. In terms of listings, we actually have 13% more listings now than we did in Q3 of last year. I know we just started Q4, so comparing third quarter this year to last year, we're up 13%. So that continues to really emphasize what I'm saying about supply and demand. Supply isn't the big issue at the moment. It's the demand that's creating so much pressure. Days on market, I have talked about this every week, so that has stayed the same, maybe gone down from last week. I think we were at 8 days, now we're at 7 days on market. It's been hovering around that 7 to 8 days on market since July, so no new news there. If you're thinking about selling, get ready to have an offer very quickly. And if you are thinking about buying, be prepared to write an offer quickly, because these homes are not lasting more than 7 to 8 days on market. That's the median reading for all of Phoenix Metro. So you can assume that it's probably going to go quickly, whatever you're interested in. The percent of homes that close over asking price, this has been 32, 33, 34%, 35% as of October. So 35% of closings in October so far have closed over the list price. And one other stat for you in terms of our appreciation, we are seeing about 10% appreciation year over year in Phoenix. That's crazy. And that accounts for all different kinds of properties. And that is looking on an annualized basis as well. So there's not as much fluctuation in that number. If you're looking at like a 3-month average, as far as appreciation goes, we're at 19%. So it's a very aggressive reading. But if you're looking at a more conservative reading of appreciation and comparing on an annual basis, we're at about 10%. So good news, if you have just bought a home, you hopefully will continue to see that appreciation. That's kind of what they're predicting. Good news, if you bought a home last year, you've had appreciation. It's good news if you're looking to sell, you probably are getting a much better price than what you purchased for. And if you're thinking about buying a house right now, just keep in mind that that may continue to go up. And if we're going at the same pace as we have been, next year you'll be very happy that you purchased a home at this time. So hopefully all those stats are helpful. And if you have any questions, as always, just reach out to me. Or if you want me to just help you with a particular situation you're in, if you're on the fence, or if you want me to drill down on any more data, let me know. Cromford Report has tons of data that I love digging into, and I'm happy to pull some stuff for you if it's going to be helpful in making a decision, whether you're buying, selling, investing, whatever the case may be. So have a great week and hope to hear from you guys.